Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Muffin the Guildmaster, and I'm here again with.
ZakPak, hello, that's me. Howdy.
And today we are playing more Angels with Scaly Wings. Last time we did a murder investigation, and we have now officially gotten all of the dateable characters' phone numbers. So, on that note, Zach, who do you want to meet with?
Okay, let's see. Let me try to recall all these characters. So Remy was the first dragon we met.
Yeah,
The first one we met right outside the portal.
he's the one with the glasses and the tie.
Yes. Anna was the scientist that took our blood, right?
Yep, that is correct.
Okay, skipping a few. Naomi was the one we bumped into in the hallway after we talked to Anna.
Yep.
Borem is... Who's Borem?
Lorm is the reporter that came in and he's the one that gave you Reza's letter.
Right. Okay. And then Bryce is... Oh, Bryce is, Bryce is... No, he's not one of the police, is he? One of the police guys?
He is the chief of police.
The chief. Okay, yes. Okay. I think...
Or we can order some lunch.
Yeah, screw that. I don't want to meet with another dragon. I think the most logical person to meet up with first would be Remy.
Remy?
Yeah.
I will tell you, ordering lunch is meeting with a dean.
Oh.
They just don't tell you that because the first time you meet with her, it's the cafe's phone number, not hers.
Okay. Yeah, I'll still go with Remy, though. Might as well meet him again. He told me to meet him in the lobby. Here. Maybe I should look for him. He can't be too far, after all. It was quite a spacious building, lined with many bookcases on multiple floors. From the looks of it, it seemed to be as much of an archive as it was a library, with immaculate order permeating the chamber, right?
Permeating.
Well, yes, the chamber. It was a kind of place I could see myself getting lost in for an afternoon or two, thumbing through all the interesting books it could offer me. I was looking around in wonder. Suddenly, a voice penetrated the silence.
Remy!
I couldn't see who the voice belonged to, but it came from the more private area, and it was followed by footsteps and approached it.
Oh, you're still here? Of course I'm still here. I have business to attend to. Certainly, I just assumed you'd be done by now, Emera. Guess your assumption was wrong, then. Be a good boy and bring me some coffee, will you? Of course, Emera.
I heard more movement, though. I still cannot see either of the two who spoke behind all the bookcases. I assumed the area was off limits to a visitor like myself, and I decided to wait.
Here you go. Now let me read in peace, you silly boy. Of course.
I heard him walk towards my direction until he emerged from behind a bookcase and spotted me.
Oh, hello, Mason. I didn't expect you so soon.
Not like I had anything better to do.
Well, I'm glad to see you again at any rate.
Who was that back there?
I guess you heard that, didn't you? That was my superior. She's the Minister of Culture and Arts, which means I'm technically in her employment. Though generally speaking, I work for the council at large, not just her.
So this is where you work, huh?
Most of the time, yes.
That makes you a librarian, I suppose?
There's a little more to it. I'm not just in charge of the books, I'm a scholar and study them too. For example, if the council requests knowledge on a certain topic, like facts, statistics, or other information of interest, it is part of my job to research it and present it to them in an appropriate manner.
Just thinking about doing that kind of work day after day gives me a headache.
Is that what you want to go with?
Yep, that's what I would say.
I suppose it's a good thing that I am the one who works here and not you.
Hey,
Anyways, was there a particular reason you wanted to meet me?
oh God. Um, let's see. I guess the one that makes sense to ask is, I was interested in what you said the other day. You have myths about humans.
Oh, right. I still have work to do, but I could show you something afterwards. Either way, now that you're here, you could help me with something. I've got some books that need to be sorted over there.
Oh, I'm supposed to. Um, let's see. We might as well help. So, all right. How do I fit them in alphabetically?
Oh no, the arrangement you see in this library is based on a sophisticated system that sorts everything in a very intuitive manner based on a number of criteria: genre, author, complexity, and age. As you can probably tell, we have a lot of specimens, so just sorting them by alphabet would be far from and efficient.
That doesn't sound very intuitive.
It is. Basically, these 8 books you see over there were all part of a section that was moved, so they have to be sorted into their new area. The problem is their labels are so old that they've started to fade away, which makes sorting them a little harder. They will get new labels soon, but until then we'll just have to make do with what we have here. All of them are by ZakPak, a writer on the subject of history, and a very prolific one, I might add. You will find the shelf they belong to over there. Now it is just a matter of placing them in the right order, from oldest to newest. They've written down everything still legible from the old labels here. For someone like you, putting them in order shouldn't be a problem. In any case, I'll be working on something else in the meantime, so let me know once you're done.
I guess I gotta do a little puzzle here.
Kinda.
All right.
Hints. The Third War is directly preceded by the Spark.
Oh no.
The First War is directly preceded by the Inception. The Invention is not the third, 7th, or last book.
Oh no.
The Second War is the 4th book. There's only one book before the First War.
Okay. Oh,
The-
there's more.
The Enlightenment comes at some point after the Third War.
First book is. Oh shoot. Yeah. Wait. Hold on. Let me see the hints again. Okay, so it's got to be the Inception. Oh wait, it's not there. Wait. Oh wait. Oh, the show. Okay, I was about to say I was like, it's not there. Yeah, it's got to be the Inception, right? Then the second book is the First War. Let me see the hints again.
Yeah, there's a few of these throughout the game. Not this
No, no.
specifically, just puzzles-ish.
Wait, it's not. Okay, hold on. So the Invention is not the third. Third. The Enlightenment went after the Third War. Okay, so it's not. So obviously it's not First War and Inception because I already used those. It's not Invention. It's not Second War. It's not Enlightenment. It's not Spark. Okay, so let me see the options again. Okay, it's not Second War. It's not Invention. It's not Enlightenment. Let me see more books. Not Third War, not Spark. Okay, so go back to the other ones. It's got to be the Tribe. Okay, so then the fourth one's the Second War. So let me see the hints again. Oh. It's gotta be. Okay, I think I got it. So then it's gotta be Invention, Yeah. Invention, then spark, then third war, then enlightenment. I think that's it.
Oh, you're done? Let's take a look then. Seems you got it all right. Well done,
Yes!
Mason.
Oh, I have no clue how I did that.
I
I
fucked
wa-
it up the first time I did it.
Oh, that's so cool. I'm glad I got that right the first try, or else I would have looked like an idiot.
I will tell you that. Actually, I'm not going to tell you that.
Oh.
You'll find that out yourself.
Oh, that was actually really cool. I like that puzzle.
You brought Remy's books into the correct order.
Yay. I didn't know I could have this much fun in a library.
I can't tell if you're serious, but I appreciate your help regardless. In any case, there's a box here that belongs in storage. You can put that away. I'll finish the last bit of sorting, and then we will be done for the day.
Sure thing.
Great, see you in a bit then.
Phew. That is heavier than I thought. I lifted the box and carried it towards the shelf. But just as I was about to reach it, I tripped suddenly, sending me to the ground as the contents of the box spilled across the floor.
You didn't hear any of that, did you?
I didn't know.
Okay, good. It was mostly just clearing my throat.
Ouch! I scrambled to gather. Oh, whoa. I scrambled to gather the various items as the voice of the dragon called out to me.
Is everything alright?
Before I could answer, Remy came around the corner, his face bearing a look of disapproval. He stooped over and helped me pick up the spilled objects. Yeah, I'm fine.
I was mainly asking about the priceless artifacts you just dropped.
You shouldn't have asked me for help if you were so worried about the condition of these things.
I suppose you have a point.
What is all this stuff anyway?
In preparation for your arrival, I wanted to study what knowledge we had on humans.
And what did you learn?
Not much. The human is a creature shrouded in mystery and legend, yet one we apparently share some history with.
Sure, dragon. Tell me I'm the mythological creature.
As the story goes, we dragons were once a primitive and savage civilization. Living in caves and whatnot, we fought other creatures and amongst each other for resources and territory. One day, however, a human arrived who performed many miracles and gave us the gifts of electricity and reason. We refer to this event as our awakening.
What happened to them? And who were they anyways?
They say it was a divine creature, a supernatural being that saved our species by making peace between our clans and uniting us as our numbers were dwindling from our pointless conflicts. And when the deed was done, they ascended to the heavens from where they came, or had turned into a dragon and lived amongst us, ruling with kindness and wisdom until their eventual passing, depending on who you ask.
And what do you make of this story?
As unlikely as it sounds, there is evidence for sudden, unprecedented technological advancement in our timeline. We have artifacts from that time that couldn't have been built with the knowledge we had back then.
I'm starting to think you already have a theory.
Indeed, I take it you are familiar with the way the portals through which you traveled here actually work?
Not very, because yeah, I don't really.
That's fair. I barely even understand how it works. It's simple, really. There are spontaneous wormholes that pop into existence now and then, but their highly unstable nature means that they instantly collapse in on themselves. The machinery of the portals merely stabilizes the wormhole so that we may utilize it. We actually are just taking advantage of naturally occurring phenomenon.
Fascinating stuff.
Long story short, my theory is that this legendary person stumbled upon one of these natural wormholes in the split second it existed, bringing them into our world.
Being thrust into an unfamiliar world with no means to return to their own. Talk about being at the wrong place at the wrong time.
Or just the right one, if you ask me. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be here today. On what I would give to know more about them.
How do you know so much about the portal anyway?
We found it a while ago, so we've had time to study it. Not me personally, mind you, but I followed its developments with great interest.
Hold on.
You're good.
Oh, there we go. There we go. What else have you discovered about it?
Not much, I'm afraid. We didn't want to take the risk of permanent damage, so we won't do anything rash until we completely understand the technology and can replicate it for ourselves. So far, the only thing it has done for us was locating your portal and connecting us to it. From the interface, it appears to have more functions, but we haven't been able to get any of them to work. We were not even sure what it was capable of when we initially turned it on. Only after some time of being active did it actually find your portal, and only then were we able to make the connection.
Making that discovery must have been very exciting, especially when you made contact with us and started exchanging letters with us.
Oh, you have no idea, especially when Meza arrived and he turned out to be a human of all things. Some people still worship them, you know?
You mentioned that before. How does that work? Do you have some kind of organized religion based around it?
Not exactly. It is more like an adoration on a personal level. I'd count myself amongst them if it wasn't for the fact that I consider myself to have a more reasonable approach to it than others. For example, there are those that believe there is much more to your sudden appearance than there really is. I think they expect some sort of miracle from me, similar to what was ascribed to humans in the past.
Well, I can tell you there's nothing supernatural about me.
That's what I expected. Either way, as a scholar, I'm looking forward to see everything your PDAs have to offer.
I could show you sometime.
I see. Well, don't worry about explaining them to me. I'm sure you have much more important things to do while you're here. It's just a question of time until one of them ends up with me anyway.
Actually, the PDAs are one of the reasons I volunteered to come here.
What do you mean?
I know them pretty well, enough to explain how they work, at least, or enough to explain how they work at least. Of course, that's far from the only reason. I just thought I'd be the kind of person who'd meet all the requirements, and it turned out I was.
I see. It was nice of you to volunteer when you must have known there would be considerable risks in coming here. He just
You
fucking attacks you.
I know, savage. You volunteered as well when you came to meet me. I wouldn't think this kind of thing would fall under your jurisdiction regularly.
That is true, but by this point my interest in these matters shouldn't surprise you.
I was more surprised that I arrived under cover of darkness to meet an ambassador, though I haven't seen much of you since.
Initially they wanted to have an official reception headed by myself, but in the end they changed their minds due to security concerns, as I told you back then.
I suppose that's also why I'm being escorted by the police all the time.
Yeah, that was supposed to be my job too, until someone from the police department objected and advocated for more security. Better be safe than sorry, I suppose.
Let me guess, that someone was Maverick?
How'd you know that?
Just a hunch.
At least I still got to meet you.
Were you nervous when you did?
Only the brave or the foolish wouldn't be. I consider myself neither. I like Remy, he's such a sweet lad.
He's such a wholesome boy. I think you were pretty brave.
No, it was just scientific curiosity.
You know what they say about curiosity and cats?
I'm afraid I don't.
There was a moment of silence between us, and our eyes met briefly, when suddenly a loud call echoed through the building.
Remy! I'd better go and see what that is about. Maybe it would be better if you didn't stay out in the open. At the end of the hallway, you can find my office towards the right. Wait for me there.
Ooh, alright. Wait, how do you sit on that chair? So this is your office, Remy? Look in the mirror. Okay, no, it's just a mirror, nothing special about it. Okay, fair enough. Look at his notebook. Heavy paper, perfect binding. I could tell by the cover alone that this is not cheap stuff, but the result of quality bookmaking. Alright, let's take a peek inside. Looks like unsorted notes. His handwriting is terrible.
I wonder why.
A-M-E, nope, can't make it out. Look at his computer. Might as well.
I'm just laughing at drink his coffee. Like, that's so mean.
And everything else is...
Everything...
I wonder if it...
all the other options were either weird, gross, or both.
I wonder if their computers are similar to ours. Let's see. At the press of a button, the screen came to life, accompanied by the whirl of machine. After a few seconds, colorful images appeared on the screen. Oh? Oh, what? Oh?
Have you come here to beg for mercy? No, Elia. We've come to stop you. Your reign of terror over the land of Marmoa is over. You're outnumbered. Just give up and we can end this without bloodshed. The area is teeming with my soldiers, outnumbering you thousands to one, but I don't even need them. Who knows, if you survive long enough, you might just see why I'm called Ayala the Ascended. Oh, you pompous Calm down, Edith. Focus. I'm sorry it has to come to this, Aliyah? Something like that. But this ends now. It for some reason feels important to note that this dragon also wears a tie. I just find that entertaining. Ronan, get them. Grr. Battle start.
Oh, guys, playing an RPG.
Edith uses whirlwind. Ronan takes 326 damage. Bonar uses earthquake. Ronan takes 465 damage. Grrr. Ronan invokes cosmic horror. Bonar takes 1089 damage. Rizard takes 1205 damage. Your PC ran into a problem, needs to restart. We're just collecting some error info and then we'll restart for you.
What the?
Hey, what are you doing?
I think I broke it.
Oh no, let me take a look. Why did you even touch the computer?
I got bored.
Yeah, when I first saw that, I wasn't sure what to think. Well, whatever you did, at least it seems to be okay. Oh no, my game!
What's wrong?
When you touched the computer, you saw a game running, right?
Yeah, I played a little.
I had it saved specifically at that moment to play it later, and now it's all gone.
What do you mean it's all gone?
So much preparation, so many hours spent grinding just to get there. I can't do all of that again. You wouldn't understand. Clearly, this dude has never played Final Fantasy.
Actually, I do.
Yeah. You do?
You do? Oh. Yeah, we used to have similar games where I'm from.
I see. Well, at least my office is still standing.
Speaking of which, what's with the bed? It looks like you live here.
When I have to work late, it's just easier to stay here. Besides, I have the knowledge of the whole library at my fingertips and can use the resources and equipment as I please, like this computer.
Don't you just have one at home?
No, we generally don't have this kind of technology in every household, though it's not exactly rare either. We just use it where we need it.
Back home, we used to have computers everywhere. Most of us even carried one on our wrist wherever we went.
Is that so? Oh, that means the library will be closing pretty soon. If you want to do or ask anything in particular, now is the time.
I'd like to know more about your human myth.
There's a lot we could get into, but I'm afraid we won't have enough time now. Maybe another day. Anyways, thank you for your help. If there's any way I can pay you, just let me know.
I can't really think of anything.
Well, what do humans typically do in such a situation?
Invite them for a meal, probably.
Then that's what I'll do.
Sounds good to me.
Alright then, have a nice evening.
You too. We parted amicably, or so I thought. Would I see him again? I wasn't sure, but I kept his number just in case. More free time. What should I do? Oh. Well, guess.
By the way, if you go for the rest, it doesn't trigger anything. It's just you don't care to meet with a second person.
Well, I might as well meet with a second person, because
Yeah.
I guess I'll meet with Naomi. I passed the entry checkpoint and settled on the bench in front of a wide staircase. For a while, I watched members of police staff walking by, most of them going home after a long day of work. Naomi wasn't among them. Soon, the flow of dragons ended, leaving me almost completely alone, save for the entrance guard stationed at the other end of the long corridor. My patience slowly started to wear thin. After several long minutes of boredom, I considered leaving, or at least trying to find Naomi's office. Keep waiting.
Just keep waiting. Just keep waiting.
She told me to wait here, so it's probably best not to barge in uninvited. Eventually, my patience was rewarded when I spotted her hastily making her way downstairs.
Evening.
Hey,
Thanks for waiting. I had some last second changes to make before submitting the reports.
new details and evidence to take into account?
Not really. It's a bit of a long story and I doubt you'd find it interesting. Let's just say the real culprits were paperwork, new untested standards and a lack of proper organization from some people.
You're also working on the latest case, I assume.
Yes, I'm part of Brace's team. However, those documents were related to another incident we've solved recently, and the court needed them by tomorrow morning.
They seem to be in a huge rush.
That's understandable, really. We have a big holiday event coming up soon, and they want to finish the processing before that. Especially considering the suspect would have to remain in custody until the trial is over. But even in the worst case scenario, they aren't going to face more than a fine and about a 2-year suspended sentence.
Quite lenient of the court.
The offender is a single mother of 2, who already signed a confession. She didn't steal because of having a good life, and everybody understands that, including the shop owner. They made peace, and he agreed to cover the fines and other legal expenses for her. But laws are laws, and a trial must be completed. The least we can do is make sure she gets to spend holidays with her kids instead of the detention facility.
So you have to gather and submit the documents as fast as possible. Sounds like you have a lot of busy work. For a good cause, but still.
Most of my occupation here is busy work, unless I'm assigned to be the flyer on duty on some rare occasions, or if we actually get a puzzling case to solve. Oh, well, don't let me bring down your mood with the boring or sad aspects of my work. Anything you'd like to do?
Let's just hang out.
Yeah, I'm a little too tired for anything more engaging, and I'm afraid I'd fall asleep if we went to something like the cinema. I know a nice cafe nearby, decent food and atmosphere, and the prices aren't too bad.
Let's go there then. Oh wow, familiar place.
Ah, nice. Just as usual at this hour, almost no customers. We're free to pick any spot.
How about that one next to the window? I think the 2 dragons there are leaving.
Good choice. This place was a good choice. Oh, hello. Oh, this is a surprise. Hey.
We exchange brief greetings.
We'd stay and chat with the famous human and their companion, but it feels like our story is to continue elsewhere. It was a pleasure to be a small part of yours, though. Have a nice evening. They didn't look out of place at all, did they? I can't tell if they were being considerate or just eccentric. Sorry about that, folks. We had some technical difficulties.
Whoopsie!
That whole section's definitely getting cut out.
Well, I suppose it doesn't matter either way.
Oh no, did it happen again?
Oh, duh. Wait, right, duh,
Okay.
sorry, that's me. Hold on. Sorry, I zoned out. Naomi seemed to smile with agreement. I saw Naomi and I was like, okay. I was like, wait a minute. She and I took the vacated spots. Naomi chose to sit on the floor and pushed her chair out of the way. Our position gave us a fine view of the quiet, clean, and mostly deserted street outside. Trees provided some much welcome shade from the hot sun that was slowly leaning towards the horizon. Are you a frequent visitor?
I go here almost daily after my shifts.
I see. Normally I'd cook at home. Tastes better, and you aren't dependent on what's available on the menu any given day. You can make anything you want, or you can make whatever you want.
After a long day of work, grocery shopping followed by cooking would simply kill me. On the other hand, dinner in a quiet cafe might be exactly what I need to cool down and get my thoughts in order. Occasionally, I even treat myself to a guilty treat.
You should look after yourself. Being overworked and stressed can do a number on you in the long run.
Thanks for the concern, but it's not that bad, save for a few minor things.
Like what?
Can't sleep well some nights, especially during important cases. But then on another day, I might get drowsy in the afternoon for no apparent reason. My office has a couch I use to take a short nap every now and then. Makes me feel lazy and guilty, but I can't help it. Besides, I often stay at work way past the normal shift times, and it's better to lose an hour to rest than it's better to lose an hour to rest than to mess up a day's worth of documents or analysis because of a foggy, tired mind.
Doesn't Bryce mind you sleeping on the job?
He knows he can count on my skills, and I'm rarely late to submit my reports and assignments. He's also well aware of how much overtime I do, and even suggested that I take it easy, much like you. But I can't just leave stuff unfinished and walk out once I'm off the clock. It doesn't sit right with me.
Staying late isn't an obligation, so I don't think you get penalized or fired for it.
Guess so. For me, it's more of a personal thing, pretty hard to explain in words. Mostly it's about self-respect, about doing my best to make this world a better place given the limited opportunities.
So you're proving your worth this way.
Mostly to myself, because nobody else ever questioned it really. But enough about that, I'm starving to be honest. With all the paperwork due tomorrow, I didn't get a lunch break. Had to start my shift earlier too. To make things worse, when I submitted those documents, the legal department rejected them because of the forms I used were outdated.
An honest mistake.
It wasn't my fault, though. They didn't send us those new forms yet because of some bureaucratic mishap, yet they expect us to use them already. They apologized, of course, once the situation had been cleared, but I only barely managed to finish my tasks, and still ended up keeping you waiting.
You've had a long day.
Yeah. Hello, Mason and Naomi. Nice to see you again. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm alright.
Hello, Adine. Tired as usual. You've got good company today, and not just anyone, but a human. Don't think too much of it. We're just having a friendly meeting. Alright. What can I bring you to? I'll take the largest today's special, some fries, a glass of juice, and a bread basket for myself and Mason. What would you like, Mason?
What do I like to buy? I'll go for chicken with hot sauce.
Got it. Anything for a side dish?
Let's go with fries.
I see we have similar tastes.
I trust your choices.
What about drinks?
Let's go for a cocktail.
Alright, I'll be right back. Are you sure it's a good time to drink?
Nothing heavy. I'll be fine.
Sorry, I'm a bit wary of alcohol since Bryce's drinking problems got worse.
Seemed normal to me.
It's a story for another time, to be honest.
Alright, fair enough.
What sort of work?
What's Alright then. What sort of work do you normally do?
I'm the analyst. Every bit of information you guys found landed on my desk, and from there I've tried to connect the facts and events to a single coherent picture. This also means I mostly spend time in my office day after day.
It explains why I haven't seen you on the crime scene.
I don't go there most of the time. Photos and reports usually suffice for me. With how much paperwork my duties involve, I don't really have time to spare.
doing important work.
Thank you. Sadly, that doesn't make it any more interesting, but at least I'm as useful as I can be. Here's your water. Enjoy.
Thanks.
Thank you, Adine.
Oh, apparently today's special consisted of an odd-looking fish of some sort. Naomi happily proceeded to take large bites of it, which only further spread the peculiar smell her dish had. I chose to keep quiet and concentrated on my own chicken. Soon, her plate was almost completely clean. She licked back with a content sigh before taking a long sip of juice. My portion was almost finished as well. Feeling better now?
Much better.
A long day of paperwork does wonders to one's appetite.
You bet.
Do you miss your lunch breaks often?
It happens sometimes, especially during bigger cases with a lot of information and evidence to process. However, I like my job regardless of its drawbacks. Behind the report writing, data analysis, and other busy work, there are people whose lives are much safer thanks to my efforts. If only it were less stressful.
A price you have to pay so that others don't have to.
Exactly what I tell myself before going to sleep almost every night.
If your current job becomes too much, you could always try some other places as well.
Actually, I have a university degree in finance, but I never felt like it was a field fitting to me. It's monotonous, boring, and I didn't feel like I was doing anything meaningful for anyone there.
Maybe you should have studied something else instead, if you didn't like that profession.
I'd have gladly done so, but my family forced me into learning economics. Can't blame them, though. They're a rich, respectable couple who want their daughter to follow in their footsteps and take over the business once they eventually retire.
They shouldn't have pushed for a career choice you don't like.
I know, but what's done is done. Besides, looking back, the university years were pretty fun. So I'm grateful for their help either way. Come to think about it, if you forget about hopes, dreams, and feelings for a moment, and instead look at things pragmatically, they're completely right, too. No job in this town would pay even a tenth of what their company brings in profits. With such money, I'd have no problem supporting my kids, husband, and his family, my family, and probably many more.
So it's keeping your position for very early years, quite commendable.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'd make a good leader when I'm older, but I'm sure going to do my best.
Until then, you're stuck with nothing to do though.
They actually told me to do whatever and enjoy my youth while I can. Something about the balance. I think it's supposed to say balance, but I think they made a typo.
It's supposed to say balance, yeah.
Something about the balance of money, time, and energy in life. Father suggested I should start looking for a decent and fair person to become my future companion. His words and not mine, and for me to keep our wealth a secret to fend off leeches and seekers of easy profits.
You already blew your cover with me though.
Could you keep it a secret?
Sure, the price is right. I'm just kidding, of course, I won't tell anyone.
You got me there for a moment.
So, am I correct in guessing that you wouldn't consider me for a candidate if you couldn't die? Hypothetically speaking, of course.
You?
They only seem to pause, to ponder for a moment.
think you're right, to be honest. Please don't take it wrong. I also didn't think you'd be interested in forming such relationships outside your own species.
My mind isn't made up yet.
My nose keeps burning and I don't know why.
We are both sentient living beings, after all.
That does make you think. I guess we'll see. Anyway, my parents recently moved their business to the big city and I stayed back here on my own. Of course, we haven't completely parted ways and often organize family reunions of a sort. It's pretty fun. They also send me money every month, even though I make enough on my own.
Probably so that your livelihood doesn't depend purely on your job.
Yeah, though I'd say the number they transfer goes quite far beyond simple sustenance. Perhaps they want me to indulge in some luxuries, but I never had a taste for the expensive stuff.
Either way, I'm glad you kept good relations with them.
And how is your family, Mason?
I'd rather not talk about it.
Oh. You there?
Oh, yeah. Oh, there you go. It's alright.
I guess I should consider myself lucky. Do you have anyone back home? If it's not a secret, of course.
Can't say I do.
Must be pretty lonely.
I've learned to live with it, so I'm alright.
Same, man. So did I. Guess eventually it just becomes a sort of background noise in the back of your head.
Still, sometimes you can't help but wonder if something you can do to make things better.
Very true. In the end, it's all up to you, of course.
Isn't it what everything in life boils down to?
Naturally.
She glanced out the window.
Let's go for a walk. We should have some time before the sunset, and I can certainly use my share of fresh air. Besides, Bryce has given me the permission to take over Sebastian's duties for the evening, so I'll be your escort for a time. What I mean to say with escort is...
Footage. I gotta do it. I didn't expect the local police to provide those kinds of services. No complaints here, though.
You can't be serious.
It was a joke.
Keep such humor to yourself, please.
Ooh, I did a bad.
Yeah, she
did you
did not
arrange?
like that.
Ooh, did you arrange it to spend more time with me?
Not really. I just thought that since we'd be hanging out together, there'd be no need to keep Seb stationed on security duty as well. One officer is enough. Mace agreed with my suggestion, so here we are now.
Alright. Oh, Naomi unfolded her wing and lifted it into the air when she saw Adine pass our table on her way back to the counter.
Nadine, could you please bring us the bill? One moment.
She hurried off towards the register and soon returned holding a piece of paper between her wing claws.
Here's your tab. Can I take away the dishes?
Of course. I'll close the tab.
Gotta make up for
Make
that
up
joke.
for my earlier statement. Yeah.
Noble of you to spend council money on me, but there's no need. I'll pay for our dinner.
Right, I forgot this isn't my card.
I appreciate the sentiment, though. Here you go. It's for both of us and a tip. Thank you for visiting us. I hope you enjoyed your evening.
Do you have any specific places in mind we can visit?
There's a new park nearby, but it's probably pretty crowded right now. We can still go if you want. I'm just worried about getting a lot of unwanted attention.
I'd rather not deal with that.
I was thinking the same. We can always take a scenic route around the town to your apartment. It doesn't offer much to see, but it'll take a while. Normally I'd expect my companion to walk me home, but you're a human and a VIP, and I'm the one with wings, so it wouldn't have been very fair for me to ask such things of you.
I wouldn't mind doing that for you.
Thanks for the offer, but I was only joking. First and foremost, I must make sure you are safe, Mason. With someone nearby, it feels so different from going on my own.
Don't you have friends or somebody special to hang out with?
Asking such personal questions during our first meeting, aren't you? Sadly, I don't. The guys at the department are nice, but we finish at different hours, and they have their own hobbies and routines. Bryce goes drinking, Seb is more of an indoor person, and Mav is just Mav.
I know what you mean. He's pretty hostile.
No, not to me at least, but he's a loner and doesn't care for any sort of company. At the end of the day, we're doing alright at work, but outside of it, we rarely meet up except for a few occasions.
You couldn't be completely alone all these years, right?
Of course not. When I was younger, during the university days, I had other students to hang out with, and a couple of them were quite interested in getting to know me better. I turned them down, however. The guys in question had quite a reputation already, and with that in mind, their only goals were likely my bed and my bank account, not sure in what order. I might look friendly and a little naive, but I'm not a fool after all. I did not mean... There we go.
Self-voicing disabled.
I'm surprised nobody else tried to approach you.
So was I. Though I found out much later why when I had a chat with one of my former colleagues. Everyone thought I already had someone because of how reluctant I was to communicate with others. They never asked me about it because they respected my privacy. And I just was shy, withdrawn and awkward because I was in the middle of a big gathering of people for several hours a day, which stressed me out. Same. It doesn't matter now, I guess. I still made some great friends at university. We spent many evenings hanging out, even post-graduation. But just like everything else in this world, it eventually came to an end. Some started families, others moved out, or simply disappeared without a notice. Suddenly, one day, I found myself walking these evening streets alone. I was an officer for about a year by then.
Major, let's talk. Let's see, things change and there's nothing we can do.
That's true. They have their lives to take care of, and I have responsibilities of my own.
Like protecting an ambassador from another world who's also a mythical human.
Never followed the humans or gods mentality, but my job has its perks indeed.
And who knows, maybe you'll meet your colleagues again someday. Like I certainly didn't expect to run into Reza, for example. We never became close friends in the past, but on this mission we were working together for the good of humanity.
Until everything went south.
His case might be a lot more complex. There's a lot more to it than meets the eye at first. Mere panic doesn't explain the need for secrecy.
Do you think there's a huge behind-the-scenes game going on?
I can't say for certain. Either way, what I was trying to say is you didn't consider your risk permanently just because he will come with it.
You have a point, I guess. But it doesn't feel right to me to barge into their homes. Did you say something? But it doesn't feel right to me to barge into their homes like a restless ghost of the past and ask for attention simply because we used to study and hang out together years ago. Okay, well, we might have to go ahead and end this episode prematurely then. So he's gonna figure out what's going on his end, or we might just stop everything today because it is sort of late. Thank you everybody for watching.
Wait, I'm back. I'm back.
He's back, everybody.
Let's finish our conversation with her, and then we're good.
Yeah, that's where I was trying to get to. Okay.
Anywho, you have a phone.
But not their numbers. Besides, they're likely completely different people now. I'd rather remember them as they were back then. Young, hopeful, and happy. Maybe they'll remember me this way as well while years pass by.
I'm not sure what to reply to that.
I was rambling again.
It's fine.
You know, I've always liked this part of town. It's a little far from the sea, but it's a lot quieter compared to the more densely populated areas like the one I live in.
It feels more like outskirts to me. I can see the portal from my window, and behind it is complete wilderness.
Wonderful, isn't it?
I guess, in a way.
And when you have wings like me, distances aren't that big of a deal. Grocery shopping or visiting the seaside would only take a few minutes more.
Speaking of which, I don't want to sound odd or rude, but why does a sea dragon, as yourself, have wings? Shouldn't you be more aquatic?
Oh, I'm perfectly aquatic. I can hold my breath for over 20 minutes. The frills on my limbs and the membranes between my fingers are perfect for swimming. Instead of a fire breath like most, I can spit acid venom that works underwater.
And what about your wings?
Waterbound birds have them too. You aren't questioning them about their flight, are you? After all, I'm not a sea serpent or a crocodile. You cut out for the single word.
Wait, what?
You cut out for that one. I don't think it's that.
No, of course. Touché.
I'm not as good as flyers are, of course, but it's a fair trade-off for versatility and strength. However, dragons like Lorem are probably luckier, though. They are smaller, more agile, and have nimble hands, which I honestly envy a little.
Wait, you know him?
Not personally. I've seen his little project on the network. It looks pretty fun. You should ask him directly if you're curious.
Suddenly, a voice called out to us.
Okay, I originally didn't want to point this out. I initially wanted you to make a guess, but she is the modded character. And as such, throughout her dates, there's a few side characters that I think were from the guy's Patreon, like the guy who made the mod. And this is one of those scenes, and I personally do not like this scene. So I'm just giving you a heads up on that.
Oh boy.
Like, it's not awful, I'm just not that big a fan of it. Good day, you must be the human ambassador people are talking about. I was afraid this would happen. Just remain calm.
We turned around to face its source and found a dragon next to a stall covered in stacks of assorted pictures.
Name's Hadrian, and I couldn't pass up the chance to meet an actual real human. Please don't pester our guest. Of course, could I just get an autograph, please, on this paper sheet?
No harm in that, I'm guessing, or I guess.
Thanks. I was sorting my prints and drawings for sale for the upcoming festival.
What sort of pictures are you creating?
Mostly related to games or history. My drawings of characters from My Tiny Mouflon seem to have been the most popular, though. The cartoon? No wonder, considering the amount of fans it has. I'm not one of them, though. Want to buy anything? I'll give you to a discount.
I'm alright. Naomi studied the provided assortment and soon landed her index digit claw on one of the drawings.
Maybe this one? Yeah, I'm going to take it. Here you are. Thanks again. Have a nice day.
Bye. That wasn't too bad.
The picture is nice, too. Let's hurry up before we attract more attention, though. I think your apartment should be nearby. I don't remember the address, unfortunately.
We're already next to it.
Oh, right. And this would be the end of my shift and our get-together, then. It has been a fun evening, Mason. Haven't had one of these in a while. I'm sorry if I dumped too many personal problems on you at once.
Oh yeah, you did. No harm done.
If you'd like to hang out again, just give me a call.
We'll see about that. Sure thing.
Goodbye.
See ya. My face is blocking the beginning part of this text. Let me quickly... Okay, there we go. When I approached the door to my apartment, I heard heavy wing flaps slowly growing more and more distant. Naomi had already disappeared, only leaving behind deep furrows on the soft dirt she was standing on a few moments ago.
Chapter 2.
Hey!
Hope. Okay, so that is where we will be ending this episode.
God.
So what did you think of Naomi?
Naomi likes to talk.
That she does.
Yeah, I won't be going to her again, but... yeah, so far it's pretty cool. I like all the interesting characters. I really liked that one little puzzle we did with... Oh, shoot, what was his name?
With Remy?
Remy, yes. You know, the book puzzle. I like that. So I hope there's more stuff like that, because that was fun to figure out. But
There
yeah,
is-
you know, good so far.
There is some. I think Naomi has the most difficult puzzle.
So does that mean I have to talk to Naomi to get it really fun? Gosh dang it.
I personally like Naomi. The first date's a
Ugh.
little weird, it's a little iffy, but it gets better.
I think next time I might try to experiment and broaden my horizons, but we'll see.
There's one scene I'm really waiting for, because I want to see what you do.
Oh god.
Yeah, so that will be this episode, ladies and gentlemen. I've been Guildmaster Muffin,
And I've been ZakPak.
and thank you all very much for watching. We will see you all next time.
Bye.